Greetings and good times, zone. I hope people are doing well today. I am very tired because my neighbours decided to let their kids out at 8 AM into the garden to start screaming and playing. Let's go and get pathfinding and kill some demons. It's my revenge against somebody.
Retreat is not an option.
One for me.
Oh, I'm not buffed at all. Luckily, it only seems to be a problem for my main character, who has fast healing anyway. Where am I getting that from? Oh, that. Twice their mythic rank. So I don't even need to heal myself.
I'm gone.
Fair enough. Let's quickly do the important bits. Quick save. Leave. And carry on. Wait, that's it? So I have to go through this. Yeah. Fine. I also have to go through this. This is just nightmare fuel. 10k experience though. And that's also nightmare fuel. Apparently this is easier than this. Which with the horses I can sort of understand. Almaty. You can't actually travel that far. No, you can't. Setsuna. You could probably also travel far enough as well. Yes. Let's get your reinforcements. No. Yes. Oh yeah, I was replacing the sorcerers with these guys. The axe throwers. They actually have really good hit points comparing. It's just that AC is terrible. Oh yeah, I could recruit Inquisitors. I wish I could replace them. I mean, I probably can eventually, but anyway. I've pretty much explored where I can, except for all the keeps. How do I even get to this one? It must be through here, and then all the way around. I want to have a quick look at that. Wrath of the Righteous World Map. Ah. How the hell do you get to the petrified library area? Apparently you can get to it from here and here. How to get to petrified library? Okay, so it's I have to wait until Act 5. Great. I don't like seeing things like that. I want to get to them. Probably the same here as well. But I do want to clear out whatever I can. It's gonna suck. So I probably can't get to here either. Okay, let's move the party. To the burn down shack. Okay, now I can go back to Crusade. Ooh, this is done. Royal Court's help. Nice. Risen Heroes. Paladins and Marksmen. New allies. The Free Crusaders ask the commander for an order. Oh, God, again. They just won't stop. I need to do this. Uh, 500 material points. It's not going to take too long to get. No, it was target with dominate person spell. And I'm tempted to get this. Because there's no resisting it. It's just a crit. Causes it. Though the problem is, if it's a crit, the intelligence, wisdom, or charisma is probably not going to do much. Because it means they're probably going to die soon. So I think I'd get this one. Devouring Lust. Change the damage to Unholy. Yay. So let's do that one. Also really need to upgrade these. Oh, I got more army. It's hedge knights and head hunters. You can stay there. Oh, marksmen and paladins. Wait, don't. I need to split these up because the Baroness has paladins, yeah. Okay. Split. I'll just do that for now. Then. Damn it. Move you out. You got the headhunters, and there's the hedge knights. So I will actually move them a little bit further up. Or I could just wait here. These I don't need anymore. Oh, I just realised something so dumb that I haven't done yet. This isn't connected, so they're wasting so much extra time going this way around. Okay, we can't recruit anyone new yet, so that's fine. Let's go back to my party. Literally just the Ivory Sanctum. And this. Okay, so that's fine. Half-elf woman, I still need to wait. That's Act 3. Kaelessa needs to do stuff, and max all crusade stats. So it's just literally me wandering around. So what I'm going to do is quickly teleport. Into see what the Free Crusaders want this time. Hopefully it's to upgrade my spellcasters. That would be fun. I did not expect that. What? You're approached by a procession of ornate chests flashing predatory grins. Hey Commander, how are we doing today? They didn't want to let us in to see you at first. We're mimics, the lot of us, and a lot of fun we are too. We could turn into a chair, and then when an enemy sits on us, we grab them on the rump. Om nom nom. We heard about a new commander from the Crusaders, a cheerful sort with a good head on her shoulders. So we figured we'd join you and be knighted, you know, like the rest of those free Crusaders of yours. Go on. If I've ever been truly horror struck over these last 1,000 or so years, I can't recall, but I certainly am now. Why do you even want to join the crusade? Why? Everybody's joining, so we figured we'd join too. I mean, if you could turn wood into knights and kids into knights, then why not us, huh? Gobbling up demons and cultists might even be more fun. We could transform into an altar of Baphomet, wait for a cultist to come up close, and start preaching, and then om nom nom. I have to please. Oh, perfect. Consider yourselves enlisted. I dub thee Sir Wardrobe, Sir Footstool, and Sir Cultist's Bed. Now we're talking. Look, we're crusaders now, my lads. And demons had better beware. Commander, the capital needs you to take decisive action. There's been a major scandal. The nation of Anderon. Okay. Our diplomatic partner has sent its army to help the crusade. However, this apparently generous gesture is nothing more than political provocation. The Andorrans want to prevent the emerging rapprochement between Mendev and Cheliax, of which I have previously informed you. They've deliberately sent their army to our territory without seeking Nerosian's approval. If Mendev accepts this help, it will cool our relations with Iska and their suzerain, Cheliax. The Royal Council that is to say, expects you to reject Andorran aid. Direct them toward Her Majesty's court. They are welcome to negotiate with the capital. Unfortunately, we can't disregard the decision made by Her Majesty and her council. Social pauses, and suddenly gives you a shy smile. But those Andorrans didn't come here empty-handed. They brought weapons and supplies. Let them share those with us, since Nerosian forbids them from joining our army. Herein regards Lady Konomi with feigned disapproval. Come now, Lady Konomi. All this suspicion, I am sure that the Andorrans are driven by nothing more than benevolence and concern for our collective future. We simply must accept them like dear friends. If the whole deal is about them being Andorrans, they should just stop being them. Take down the banners, call themselves mercenaries, problem solved. Okay. Oh, all the melee. Get bonus HP. Yeah, it's fine. Darren. Ooh. Excellent horses. Plus 3 AC. That's pretty good. Waljiff. 28 hedge knights are recruited at the commander's headquarters. Attracted by fame. Ooh, plus 1 bonus to AC in all saving throws. I do like the marksman. I don't care about the morale. Can fix that very easily. "28 hedge knights. 28 hedge knights. Between +3 AC and +1 AC and 1 saving throw. Oh, that's on all mercenary units. The mercenary units I'm really using though. Quite a lot actually. I think I'm gonna go with Waljiff. Yeah, let's go with Waljiff. Commander, you have already demonstrated your defiance of the Royal Council. Do not cross the line that separates defiance from an open attack on Mendev's interests. The Royal Council will not forgive you for it. Is that a threat? Merely a warning. Your actions, on the other hand, are indeed threatening to Mendev. Her Majesty has entrusted her kingdom to the Royal Council. It is their duty to oppose those who hurt her interests. By turning them against you, you leave them no choice but to start hurting you. The decision has been made and it's final. I'm fighting against demons to close the world wound. And twitch. There will be consequences, severe and unpleasant consequences. Always nice to screw over some coxcombs from the capital, and as a bonus, get our hands on the biggest mercenary army in all of Avistan. That will be all. I hope you are pleased with the work of the Diplomatic Council. I doubt that the capital will henceforth be inclined to involve you in matters of politics, Commander. You may give your demon war your undivided attention. Okay, do I actually want to put anything away for now? Oh, I've realised something I really need to do. I have completely forgotten. I haven't talked to the storyteller in a while. Ooh. Hold up, Commander. The thing is, remember how that crusader went missing a while back and then he was found outside the city walls, disemboweled? Anevia pauses and gives you a searching look. I remember, so has the murderer been found? No, not yet. Anevia seems to scrutinise your face again and then nods to herself. But I never gave up on the investigation, even when everybody else stopped digging. I know we're at war and that people are dying left and right, but that's no reason to turn a blind eye to crime. So that's it, Commander. Another crusader has just gone missing. He left the barracks to come here. He would have gone past the gates. My gut tells me that the killer won't keep him alive for long. So, Commander, you need to start searching this area right now and try to find out where he's been taken. That is all quite unexpected. Death often shows up when you least expect it. It's not like I picked the timing. Tell me about the missing crusader. He's the youngest son of a poor nobleman from Mendev. He's called something like Rillik or Rilak. He's young, barely out of the nursery, and he decided that he was a man now, and so off to war he went. You know how it goes. The guy probably just went out to get some fresh air. He'll stroll back any moment. What's the point in raising the alarm? Listen, Commander, you trust me or not? If you do, then just do as I say. Find the kid, then we'll talk. Do you know who the murderer is? I don't have a clue. I do. Enevia's answer comes too quickly, her gaze dropping before she can force herself to meet your eyes. What was the... So my perception check came from a Rouchelet, who rolled a 53, and the DC was 20. What are you not telling me? I'm telling you the truth, and nothing but the truth. I have my own theories, sure, but nothing concrete, so it's best if I keep my mouth shut on that front. I'm not going to do that. Nevi's been great with us. Alright, I'll search for the Crusader. Get going then. He passed the gates and took a right. Ask around, check out the buildings. I'll be waiting for you here. Quick save. I know who's doing this, I think. But if he came from the gates and took a right, that means he went this way.
Let's head out.
It says ask around, but I mean there's this abandoned building here. So, is this who I think it's going to be right now? Man's clothes are heaped on the floor. They were taken off in a hurry.
Let us be careful.
A thick layer of dust lying untouched on the table for years has been wiped away in the middle of the tabletop. Oh. Okay. Camellia? Camellia? You can hear muffled sighs coming from the next room. Camellia.
How lovely to see you here.
Hearing steps behind her, Camellia whips around and freezes. She glances at the bloodied dagger in her hand, then at the dead body at her feet. She says evenly. Her lips quiver for a fraction of a second before settling into an unimpeachably polite smile. What's going on here? I don't want to get rid of her.
Socorus is an ancient land. The spirits of these places have spoken to people since time immemorial, and some of those people heard them and were able to respond. The shamans of Socorus were always held in high esteem. They knew the will of the spirits, the will of the land itself. Many Khelids would come to the shamans to learn what the spirits desired in order to gain their support.
Camellia pauses, lost in memories that cannot be her own.
When the world wound opened and the demons poured into Golarion, they drowned Socorus in blood. The earth moaned as it soaked up the blood of Khelids, crusaders, and demons. The spirits drank this blood, slowly becoming deranged and turning into incarnations of madness and pain. Look what Socorus has turned into! It's an open wound on the body of Golarion. The world wound has changed it beyond all recognition. And the spirits, these poor creatures have been corrupted. Twisted by war, they moan and they howl, but only shamans can hear their senseless cries of agony. I am a shaman. Maria, the spirit I am bonded with, is mad and can speak of nothing but her endless hunger for blood. I give her what she asks for. I feed her the blood of crusaders.
Sure you do.
The spirits of Socorus can no longer speak to shamans. All I can hear is the cacophony of their howls, screams, and laments. But there is a way to restore their sanity. By performing rituals. Bloody but effective rituals. When the untainted blood of the Crusaders cleanses the corruption that Maria fed on for centuries, the spirit will regain her sanity, and I shall be able to speak to her. I shall be able to ask her advice, to find out how we can heal the world wound. Tell me, isn't this knowledge worth a handful of lives?
This isn't your first or even second victim, is it? How many have you killed?
Too few. Maria's hunger is still so great. Her pain cannot be soothed by a single victim. But success is within my grasp. I can feel it. It is even possible that today's victim will be the last.
No, it won't. Who is she, this Maria of yours?
Forgive me, I forgot to make the introductions. This is Maria. Or rather, this is her home. Or her prison, to call a spade a spade. I caught this spirit a long time ago, and I tried for so long to speak with it. My little demented ball of rage. I felt compelled to bind it to this amulet, just temporarily, until I worked out how to help it. If I am to be fully honest, her name, Maria, is of my own devising. She is not yet able to speak to me, but I still needed a name to call her by.
Why do you think your method will work?
I do not think. I know. I sense things many people cannot. I can infer what the spirits want. For example, there is one spirit hanging over your left shoulder as we speak. It came to enjoy Maria's victim. Can you sense its hunger? Spirits are akin to animals. You cannot bring a hungry dog to heal. You cannot stroke a hungry cat. To speak to a spirit, you must first feed it. It is not their fault that after so many years of torment, the only thing that can satisfy their hunger is blood. My ritual will work. I did not read about it in books or learn it from some wizened teacher. You could say that I invented it myself, with Maria's help. I just know that it will work, sooner or later. I can feel it.
Yeah, spoken like a true psychopath. What exactly are you hoping to learn from this Maria of yours?
The world wound cannot be allowed to poison all the lands of Golarion. The spirits of Socorus know this better even than you and I. They may know how to heal it. And if not, then perhaps they will know how to eradicate it quickly and painlessly. We're fighting against demons. It is a just cause. But imagine we win and the demons vanish for good. Do you think the world wound will vanish along with them? That it's something we can defeat with weapons? That it won't burst open again at some point in the future like an old festering abscess? I am thinking of the future of these lands, of how to heal them and restore them. Would you not agree that a few Crusaders' lives is a price worth paying?
Who was this young man, your victim?
He's the youngest son of a noble from Mendiv. I believe his name was Rillick or Relic. I think the dolt was in love with me. He was ever so eager to come with me to this house. One hint was all it took. He is of no interest to me. Maria wanted his blood, so I sacrificed him. The rest is immaterial.
Alright, so what are you proposing?
My ritual is not yet complete. I have made the sacrifice. Now I just have to let Maria drink the blood. Will you allow me to complete the ritual?
He's already dead, and I've not really shown the best of intentions towards the nobles, other than using them, so complete your ritual.
Thank you. This will not take long.
Melia wets her lips. When she lowers herself to her knees before the body, you see that her legs are quaking, but her deportment remains as impeccable as ever.
Accept this sacrifice, Maria. Drink of its blood. Drink of its strength. Drink of its life.
Camellia lowers the amulet into the open chest cavity of the Crusader, then raises the amulet above her head. Blood drips from the snake's head onto the girl's expectant tongue.
We are one, you and I. Our thoughts, our bodies, our souls. What you take in, I take in also.
Camellia deftly spears a small piece of the Crusader's flesh on the tip of her dagger and deposits it in her mouth. Her eyes drift shut in ecstasy and a shudder travels the length of her body. I think you're getting too much pleasure out of this ritual.
Is it wrong to love what one does? Don't you like killing demons in the name of goodness, justice, or whatever it is you're fighting for? Do you not experience pleasure when your weapon plunges into the enemy's flesh? When you look in his eyes and you see the awareness fade away? Have you ever watched a heart stop in an open chest and known that you were the cause? Have you ever held someone on the very brink of death? When your victim's strength is fading with every second before it fades utterly, and the only evidence of your duel will be the bruise on your wrist left by his failing grip.
Yeah, Camellia is one of a kind in this game.
I enjoy what I do. However, my preferences are nothing compared with Maria's appetites. We are quite lucky that our desires align at all.
So, did the ritual work?
Yes and no. I think I made out a few clear words from Maria before the madness swallowed her again. I'm on the right path. More rituals are needed. Not many, not more than 10 or 20, I should think. Will you allow me to continue my work?
No more killing. I will spare you this time, but you will have to find another way of speaking to your spirit.
What a pain. But if these are your terms, then I agree. You know, when I saw you standing there, I thought my life would end tonight, but you spared me. Thank you. I would like to speak with you a little later. Please come and see me. No need to be shy, for I have no more secrets to keep from you. Now, we should leave this place. You go first. I will follow in a few minutes. I need to take myself in hand. It's a pity this fellow died so swiftly. Damn it all, I need sex. I won't sleep tonight without a man.
At least let me loot them. They're noble. Should have had some loot on them. Talk to a Nevia again. No game? There we go. Ah, here she is. Anevia stretches lazily and yawns, but her eyes are fixed on you. Well, Commander, have you solved the problem? First, tell me honestly, what exactly do you know about this crime? Crime? What crime? Anevia says with a smirk before becoming deadly serious. Listen, Commander, I was just using my brain following certain individuals, listening to what people were saying on the street. I had my suspicions, But what are suspicions worth on their own? Nothing. I didn't have any proof. I'm not Irabeth. I'm not gonna go digging for the truth. Because if I dug deep enough, the Knight Commander would be down a companion. Smack bang in the middle of a war. How would that help anything? I'm not going to be the one to scupper this crusade, so I'll be keeping my mouth shut. Anevia speaks slowly, staring into your eyes. I trust that you'll handle this in whatever way is best for the crusade. If you want to tell Irabeth everything, go ahead. It's your call. The problem has been solved. Hopefully. That's all I needed to know, thanks, Commander. She even brought 2 guards with her. Wait a minute. That's Social's pet. Quite far from a level up at least. What's Social's pet doing here? Ember is bobbing her head and humming a tune. She greets you with a carefree, cheerful smile. Her wandering eyes linger on you for just a moment before darting off again into the distance. How are the former Baphomet cultists doing? You know, this cult did very bad things to them. They made them hurt and frighten each other and themselves, and then lied that they didn't have a way back. They convinced them the only choice for a sinner was to sin again. They're much better now, but still, their souls, inside they are like my hands, all burnt. Besides, simple city dwellers who weren't in the cult don't understand them at all. They say things to them. Maybe it's even fair, but it just makes everything worse. Some people don't want to believe they repented, as if they want them to go back to the demons. But some feel sorry for them. They ask questions and listen. Those conversations make them feel better, and others might listen and not fall for the same thing. You see how good it is that you didn't kill them? Thank you. I don't think there's going to be any new items. Show me what you have. Sort by price. Why is it a short bow? Thiefling connections. Yeah, I don't think anything's being added, so it's fine. I do, however, want to go up here. Not to talk to Social, who's left his pet rather rudely. Oh, he's still painting a Nevia. I want to talk to the storyteller. I found a page that might interest you. Yes, you are right. Another piece of evidence from the past I've forgotten. Okay, nothing new. I need to check what items he gives. So I've got gauntlets and I've got a cloak. The cloak I can't really afford. Wrath of the Righteous Storyteller items. Boots. I already have that. The Covenant of the Inheritor. Oh God. Right. You said a cloak. Oh, that is a cloak. Whenever the wearer of this cloak fails a saving throw, they get a +10 bonus on all skill checks and saving throws for 1 round. Oh, it changes based on mythic path. What would I get? Bound of possibility. The Zarta shares a bond with a dragon. 50% damage is redirected to Ivu. In addition, Ivu gets additional DR N, where N is equal to Azata's mythic rank. Ooh. Huh. You don't tell me what I need for. Oh, hang on. 5 magic essence, 2 cold iron, 3 hide of a magical creature. I don't even get that. Oh, can't get that yet. Okay. So I think I will just. Where is it? There. I will just upgrade, restore this one, the gauntlets. The stern hand. The metal in the elf's hands takes the shape of armor plates. The demon blood sizzles on them like a red-hot grill, and the essence is absorbed, leaving behind a greyish residue. This relic is called the Stern Hand. That was the name given to it by its owner, a Sarkorian witch hunter. The 2 gloves represent the bond between 2 beings. People who wear such relics do not live for themselves, but die for others. Okay. Off to go. And I get this. These spiked gauntlets grant the wearer's animal companion, as well as Azata's dragon or Witch's skeletal champion, a +6 bonus to strength ability score. At the beginning of the battle, the creature must pass a will saving throw, DC 17, or start attacking party members. If the initial saving throw is failed, the creature can make new saving throws each round to stop the effect. Okay, so I get a +2 bonus with this, but if I get +6 to strength, which means I can then change you to that. You have a will save of +13. So if I can get you 3 higher, That would be amazing. I do want to keep AC on you though. It's plus 21 to attack, 17 to 22 damage. Oh, I have to wear them. Oh, it's... Oh, it's not an enhancement bonus. So, does it stack? Will this go to 29 if I wear them? Which I have no gloves anyway. Oh my god, it's untyped. Oh, I need to get your will save up slightly more. It has a +4 cape. There's someone does. Camellia. Okay. Take that off the Camellia. Thing is, you use Wisdom as your spellcasting ability. There's Dayram there. Oh, that gives you a gore attack. I don't want to keep. Braces as a slot. Only I can wear them. It would be amazing if I could get just one more wisdom. I could easily do it by sacrificing this helmet. +1 to 3 AC with this. So I could very easily do it with just this. And now, because this is DC 17 will saving throw. So unless a natural 1 automatically fails it, you can't go berserk anymore. You get all of this damage goodness. Because you get a hell of a lot more attacks than like anybody. You get a bite, 2 claw attacks, a wing attack, a wing attack, a wing attack. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that. Oh, I should probably go and sell all this crap real quick. Where's Wilson? Show me what you have. Book sell and all one of those. Oh, yeah, I don't have a Blood Rager. Mighty Constitution. Yeah, that's fine. Deal. I'm just going to go back in here, just in case there's anything new. Oh, actually,
Tread lightly.
let's go and talk to her. She wanted to talk to us later, quote unquote. So come on, Camellia, let's have a word, let's have a chat as I have a quick drink while I'm running here. Perfect timing. Camellia greets you with a broad smile and licks her lips rapaciously. Demons dance in her eyes. Hello, my friend. You don't mind if I call you that, do you? I've done a lot of thinking since we last met, like 5 minutes ago. You had every reason to hand me over to the headsman, yet something stayed your hand. Whatever guides you, your promise to keep my secret makes us accomplices of sorts, even friends. Shared secrets bring people closer, don't you think, my friend? She pierces you with her stare as if she's trying to see inside your head. Have I just never talked to her? Tell me about yourself. With pleasure, friends share everything. What do you want to know? How many people I've killed? Which organ is the most delicious? I'll tell you everything. Okay, so now I get to talk to the real Camellia. Tell me about your life in Horgus's mansion. I have no complaints. I had everything I could dream of, except freedom, which I had no need for anyway. I value security and comfort much more than the opportunity to get in trouble firsthand. I had the best fencing teachers. My mentor was a shaman from Varesia. I wore beautiful dresses and ate sumptuous meals. A rich library kept me from getting too bored. A personal garden for my walks. I even had a puppy, a little barking ball of happiness. Some might disapprove of my father locking me up in the mansion until I matured and gained control over my powers. He'd changed the servants as soon as they started suspecting anything. He even had steel bars installed on the windows, but I can see it was because he cared. He was protecting me from the dangers of the world. He was protecting the world from me. Camellia is the name of a flower, right? Yes, it's the only thing I have left of my dearly departed half-elf mother. Father told me that she liked working in the garden so much that she even gave her child the name of a flower. She shrugs vaguely. And there is something else I inherited from my mother, her beauty. The young woman offers the barest hint of a smile. You know what I like the most about those who inherit the features of different races, like my mother and I? We gain the best of both worlds. By the way, before you start to pity me, I should say that I don't have the slightest affection for my mother. May her soul burn in the abyss. My father took good enough care of me for the both of them. Are you bothered by the fact that Horgus never openly embraced you as his daughter? Why would that bother me? He took care of me and indulged my every whim. To thank him, I only had to lead a secluded life and keep my mouth shut. I understand his reluctance to claim a child born of a servant girl as his daughter. There's nothing wrong with looking after one's social status. Besides, you understand, Mendevian society would hardly have accepted me, considering my peculiarities. Tell me about your connection to the spirits. I can barely remember the first time. I was just a girl back then. I only remember someone's voice in my head demanding something. I didn't even understand what it was. I was out in the garden playing with my precious puppy. I don't know how it happened, but when it was over, the puppy's head was in my hands and his body was lying at my feet. I remember seeing my father's healers and clerics for a few years, and even the exorcists he brought to our house. None of them were able to drive the haunting voices from my head. This continued until the old Varisian woman came to live with us. She explained that I was fine, I was just highly sensitive to the pain of the land that we lived in. The voices in my head were not symptoms of insanity, but desperate prayers for help. Father paid her an unspeakable sum and she remained at our house, teaching me to talk to the spirits. She was a vicious crone and a nasty piece of work. She would hit me with a whip just for looking at her. She would yell at me when I failed to communicate with the spirit I summoned, and when Father left for a few weeks on some errands, she locked me in the basement at night. Now I see that I terrified the old woman. Well, it was her fault. She should have taken the money and run while she had the chance. I was so happy when the spirit asked for her blood. Camellia lips her parched lips. Looking into her lifeless eyes, I felt such bliss as I'd never known in all of my life. Why did you kill her? Surely your father would have thrown her out if you'd told him what she was doing. Camellia shrugs. Perhaps. Anyway, I don't remember him being very upset when he discovered her corpse in the basement after returning home from his trip. Your amulet is fascinating. I've never seen anything like it. She rests the snake-shaped bone amulet in her palm. You like it? Beautiful, isn't it? It's more than just an ornate trinket. It's home to one of the spirits. The spirit was so weak when I found her. She was hardly anything but a small shred of rage and madness. I locked her in my amulet, and I've taken care of her ever since. I tried to talk to her. I don't know her name, so I call her Maria. Her spirit has been growing stronger, and she asks for more and more blood. I feel like every ritual bloodletting makes her madness subside. Just a few more, and I'll be able to talk to her and find out how to heal the lands of ancient Sarkoris. Tell me about the ritual killings you've performed. Just need to stretch and sit properly because I'm sitting like a goblin right now. I killed to learn the will of the spirits of the land. Sarkoris was torn apart by demons, and the blood of many thousands of living creatures poisoned these lands for many years. The world wound keeps growing bigger and bigger. It's no surprise that the spirits of this place have gone mad and endlessly thirst for more and more blood. Only when bathed in blood can they regain their senses, at least temporarily. But it would be a lie to say I don't enjoy what I do. She licks her lips hungrily. Oh, and there's an ad. I'm going to let the ad play and have a drink. Yeah, I really do love how they've made some of the characters. Some are absolutely psychotic, like Camellia and Darren. Although Darren kinda has a reason to be. But still, my favourite companion is Ember, just because of what she can do eventually. And it's hilarious. Find that out in, I want to say Act 4, because I think there's 5 acts. And Act 4 is kind of weird how it starts. A little bit. Also, Act 4 has one of the... It's one of the coolest and yet most annoying map layouts ever. And I can't wait to show it for people that haven't seen it before. And it's when I will need Dimension Door quite a lot. Which my character has now, and I don't know if I'm going to take more melee feats and mythic feats on them. Because with the mythic feats, I might get abundant casting and improved abundant casting. I'm not sure if I get access to any higher than 6th or 7th level spells on my main character as a Skald. But we will see. Anyway. But it would be a lie to say I don't enjoy what I do. She licks her lips hungrily. I remember all of them, every last breath, shriek and sob, every fatal stab. Blood running down the blade as I pull it from the victim's heart, the taste of the drops on my tongue. I like to watch the blood pool beneath the body as it cools. By the way, did you know that blood only flows while the heart is still pumping? That was quite a discovery for me. I opened one of my victims and watched her heart slow. Beat, 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 and then silence. Camelia's breath grows fast and heavy and leaves her chest with a forceful rush. Her pupils are dilated and she seems to look through you, or inside you. Swallowing, Camellia brushes away a strand of hair, dark as night. My connection to the spirits of old Sarkoris is overwhelming. You're a monster. Oh, I don't know if that's going to piss her off. You may be right, but I'm your monster. Point me at your enemies and I will bring you their hearts. Works for me. Tell me, what will happen if the spirits ask you for my blood? They probably already have. Because I don't think there are any spirits. I think she's just a psychopath. I wonder, she sizes you up pensively. There's only one way to find out. Seeing the suspicion on your face, Camellia lets out a short laugh. I jest, of course. I promise if something like that starts to happen, I'll tell you at once. I'm loyal to you. You can trust me. We're friends. You keep saying we're friends a lot. It's just like manipulating. Emotionally manipulating. What do you think of the powers you received from me? Probably just thinking about how it makes it easier for her to kill these people. What do I think of them? I love them. I've always felt special. My ability to talk to spirits was proof of that. But now I feel I can do anything. Tear someone in half, demon or human. Freeze a beating heart in someone's chest with a simple look or a mere thought. With a wish I can make the blood of a living being flow in the wrong direction. Oh, that could be awful. Camellia laughs throatily. It is celestial bliss, my friend. I'm grateful to you for giving it to me. After your ritual, you said you wouldn't be able to sleep without a man that night. Tell me, have you ever been interested in other options? Wink, wink. You know, since we are such close friends now, I can tell you all my secrets. I'm sure you'll understand me. It's just... Camellia draws close to your ear and you feel her breath on your cheek. I like the feeling of a man inside me. Okay, I've learned enough. Have I mentioned that I love our conversations? Sometimes I find severed heads in my bag. Is that your handiwork? No, it's Dayron's, we know that. What good are they to me? Camellia's voice is bored and indifferent. The moment life leaves the body, now that is exciting. In the moments that follow, where the body is cooling down rapidly, losing the last of its warmth, I am filled with sweet languor. But the cold corpse that remains is just a corpse. It holds no interest for me. You still trying to learn something from the spirit in your amulet? Mireia, the spirit that's locked in my amulet, is only slowly awakening. I need to give her blood to lift the shroud of madness so I can talk to her. Camellia's eyes grow cloudy. Sarkoris is in pain. I can feel it. As you commanded, I have not fed her spirit. That's why, alas, I haven't been able to lift Mireia's madness or heal the land's suffering. I have to go. We'll talk later. Visit me again soon. You don't want me to start missing you. Sure. We also haven't talked to Dayron for a while. Yeah, I'm not splitting up. Well, while we're at it, let's just go and talk to everyone. Waldjif had nothing new, neither did Social, neither did Ember. There's just Arushale, Seela, Wendoag, and Regil is inside the place. Arushale. There's nothing new. Okay.
I'm gone.
Seela is over here with all the very loud people and her horse. Her name Bastion. Nothing you want to say that's new. Wendoag, where are you? Down here, I think. Dirt. Seeing you, Sul begins to mumble anxiously, his slurred lisp even more pronounced than usual. Commander, perhaps you might know where Dyra is. You didn't take her with you, did you? Perhaps you've seen her somewhere. Let's talk about Dyra. Sul sighs grievously. I don't know, she disappeared. No one saw her. I sense that something very bad, something evil has happened. What can you tell me about Dyra? Almost nothing. While we walked from Neathholm to Dresden, she was a big help. Tended to wounds, calmed those who were frightened under the sky. She likes it on the surface, always trading. She is... Oh, herbs for tools, potions for supplies. She likes to trade very much. Does Wendoag know about it? Of course she does. She said Dyra ran back to Neathholm. So scared she was. But this is not true. Dyra might not be the bravest of us, but she isn't afraid of the surface as much as some, and she would have never left the tribe. Do you have any idea who could be involved in this? No suspicions. The surface is not my world. I know nothing here. If that happened in the caves, I would say right away, look there, be suspicious of that one. And up here you say to me, who would want to hurt us? Maybe it's demons, shameless thieves. Maybe some crusaders don't like the Neithers. Have you gone to anyone for help? Yes, Wendoag wouldn't look for her, so I went to the guards. They heard me out nodded, said they'd look for her, but I don't know if I did the right thing. Perhaps we should have gone directly to their chief, or brought them gifts. Gods know what the customs are among Uplanders. I will find out what happened to her. Thank you. I knew you would understand. I should have come to you right away, but I was afraid, old slug that I am. You are so important, so much depends on you. You probably think our troubles are so petty. Stop there. As you wish, Commander. When do I greet you with a servile bow? Mistress, how can I serve you? What do you make of Dyra's disappearance? The huntress shrugs indifferently. She probably ran off somewhere. She's always been a bit crazy, not like other neithers. She was always drawn to the surface and uplander pleasures. She didn't like hunting or bloodshed. I think she abandoned the tribe and went travelling. And good riddance, my tribe can't afford to carry any dead weight. Okay. Did I at least get a quest for it? No. I should also probably talk to, like, Captain Harmatton. I've just talked to Chief Soul. Because I also want to talk to Kiara Horgus. That's really it. Where are you? Sealkind bows respectfully and says amiably, I was hoping you would honour me with a visit. I know you're extremely busy, but I've been eager to meet the person who managed to restore Galarian control over part of Sarkorian lands for the first time in decades. This is incredibly symbolic. Yeah, can you quiet down the people training? They're very loud. Remind me who you are again. I'm Captain Sealkind, the commanding officer of a mercenary band called the Blackstone Company. We're the vanguard of an Andorran group of sellswords whose services were paid for by Queen Galfrey. Our advanced forces were sent to Dresden, and I am happy that I was chosen to lead them. Tell me about your mercenary company. The Blackstone Company is proud to be recognised as one of the finest Andorran mercenary regiments. We're not a bunch of unscrupulous sellswords looking to oppress the innocent and serve the tyrants of the world. No, we're adventurers eager to get involved in a dangerous enterprise and leave it with pockets full of gold. And a clear conscience. Which is why we held a vote among our units. We were glad to accept Queen Galfrey's invitation to join the crusade, though some of our commanders did voice their displeasure with the sum she offered. But like I said, we Andorrans are a free people who cannot be pushed around and who cannot be bought. Only convinced. You must have stories to tell. Let's put it this way, if I father any children, I'll have something to tell them. I wasn't even 20 when I joined the Blackstone Company. I've seen my share of scuffles, but my goal in every conflict remains the same, to defend the common folk. Not all sellswords treat civilians well, you know, but my soldiers have never disgraced themselves with dishonourable conduct. Once I even joined an expedition that reached the crown of the world. I swear I've never neglected such crucial strategic necessities as supplying the troops with warm undergarments after that. Despite not always agreeing with my superiors in the company, I earned my reputation as a competent officer. I always relied on thought-out logistics, exercised caution, and strictly followed tactical doctrine. You look like a soldier to the core. You must have been serving all your life. Silken chuckles. Who knows what the future holds for me? In my spare time, I study history and applied anthropology. I'm just an amateur, of course, but sometimes I think I could be a decent lecturer, almost as good as I am an adventurer. Why, I might even find a way to combine the two callings. I was completely smitten when I discovered Sarkorian culture. They were such an interesting people, just freedom-loving, tenacious. Sure, their traditions were not entirely flawless, but nevertheless their demise was a great loss for all of Avistan. Yeah, even more talking. I have some questions about your fascination with Sarkoris. Ooh, I understand that few people are interested in this subject. Even other anthropologists unjustly neglect it, but I intend to shed light on this chapter of history. If anything remains of Sarkoris, I will find it, no matter how small its shards may be. What fascinates you so much about Sarkoris? A sparkle of passion gleams in Sealkint's eyes. They were an amazing people. We're used to treating Sarkoris like a barbaric northern land inhabited by brutish and primitive people who condemned magic and danced to the shaman's tune. But this is our snobbery speaking. In fact, life in Sarkoris was much more nuanced and sophisticated. Behind the false front we erected, there was hiding a nation of skilled craftsmen, wise stargazers, enlightened priests, and clear-thinking chieftains. They were anything but bloodthirsty and brutish. They managed to create a nation without shackling themselves with the bonds of monarchy, or thrusting power into the hands of wealthy magnates. They were cultured, spiritual, curious, and they despised injustice. Sure, they had their flaws, but there are many nations in the world where power generally belongs to the people. Morning, Memento. How are you today? I hope you're well. Over the last few years, I've seen acts of horror even in Andoran, not to mention in other countries. In Sarkoris, power was given to those who earned their authority. I feel that if it weren't for the World Wound disaster, they would have given Avistan and the entirety of Golarion a distinct vision of the future where everyone was free and equal. The fall of Sarkoris is a tragedy, and therefore we must expend every effort to collect the pieces of that picture. How do you plan to look for the remnants of Sarkorian culture? I am sending out scout patrols to places where, if my assumptions are correct, there may still be Sarkorian refugees hidden in plain sight. I don't believe a whole country can perish without a trace. Among the locations I'm interested in are Pelorus Fall, the mining town of Zazville to the west of here, the city of Underin, the Bloodwood settlement, and many others. The captain's expression grows stern. Of course, some of the company commanders think I divert too many resources to such expeditions, but I couldn't care less. If there are any survivors, we will save them. World knowledge check passed. But plenty of refugees from Sarkoris found a home in other lands. Their culture lives on. Well, that's open to interpretation. Once Sarkorian refugees found themselves in foreign lands and surrounded by strangers, they inevitably began to adopt the culture of their hosts. Have you met Sarkorians from Numeria? By now they are more Numerian than not, and for that I blame the people in power. It was in their interests to erase the cultural identity of arriving Sarkorians, to forge them into new subjects who had forgotten their homeland. Besides, Sarkoris was never a monolithic entity. It was an alliance of countless tribes, each carrying different cultural baggage, sometimes even contradicting one another. But to piece together an understanding of the customs of Sarkoris as a whole, you can't rely on only the knowledge of the surviving tribes. You ever heard of a village called Wintersun? Actually, that's why I'm here. As soon as I had learned you had discovered a settlement where the surviving Sarkorians still live, I volunteered to take command of the company vanguard. It's a fantastic, priceless anthropological discovery, and I hope the devastated lands of former Sarkoris still have little nooks like Wintersun. I have no more questions. I have more questions. What can you tell me about Sarkorian culture? Oh God, so many questions. I studied their traditions, their customs, and their rulers. Shut up! I know what they loved, and I know what they feared. I need a drink real quick. Need the energy to keep all this talking up. I studied their traditions, their customs, and their rulers. I know what they loved, and I know what they feared. Did they really persecute mystic practitioners in Sarkoris? It would be historically inaccurate to deny it or to excuse these acts. Yes, Sarkorian society was not perfect. They reacted to mystical power with fear and prejudice, but this particular conflict was deeply rooted in politics. In many countries, mystic practitioners hold vast power due to their special abilities. It's these people who often become oppressors, tyrants, and despots. Yes, the treatment of mystics in Sarkoris was cruel and unjust, but the people united in struggle against a minority that often encroached upon their interests in a very hostile manner. I'm repulsed by the idea of throwing innocent people into prisons, but I'm not naive. Those political realities can't simply be dismissed or ignored. They need to be understood and addressed because these desperate actions also have a certain logic at their core. Tell me what you find the most exciting about Sarkorian history. Have you ever heard of God Callers? Oh, they're an amazing and fascinating cultural phenomenon. The Sarkorians were a highly spiritual people that revered not only the deities we know, but also a plethora of lesser entities, tribe gods, clan gods, settlement gods, and sometimes even patrons of individual families. God Callers could contact these beings and become their, how shall I translate it, companions? They formed a very strong bond. In a way, gods were their spiritual siblings. Well, you can imagine just how different their society was from ours. Union with the divine was a more regular occurrence, and the higher powers intervened in the affairs of mortals more often. Who ruled Sarkoris? That's an interesting question. Many people compare Sarkoris to modern kingdoms, since they did have chieftains endowed with absolute power. Still, the nation did not have a single leader. The Council of Chiefs made their decisions together. In some places, the post-chieftain was hereditary, but as far as I know, not everywhere. Besides, their politics were influenced by god callers and priests who relayed the wishes and expectations of higher powers to common folk, so chieftains could not ignore them. I would compare Sarkoris to modern Andorran rather than Mendo. It was a true nation and people firmly aware of their unity and shared purpose. You satisfied my curiosity. Let me know if you need help with your search. Wait. Oh, I needed this. I think. Actually, I could use some help. A group of my scouts has gone missing. Presumably, they got lost. They're incompetent. They're competent and they're incompetent. No, they're competent and reliable soldiers that I trained personally. Their orders were to carefully and stealthily retreat if they discovered anything dangerous. If you find my men, please give them directions to Dresden. I'd be extremely grateful. Please let me mark the area they were headed to on your map. This is why we talk to everybody. I have to go, finally. Oh, Captain's up here. So I have to go inside. I wondered why I couldn't find him.
Let's head out.
Stock. Nothing to loot. I'm gonna need to be able to run around. Manda, an aged, dark-skinned Garundi man with sharp features, addresses you with a confident salute. Instead of his hair, his head is covered in sparkling crystals, clearly identifying him as an Oreed. Captain Hammond, at your service. What are your responsibilities in my army? Enlisting, screening and training recruits. Furthermore, by Her Majesty's order, I was appointed as the chair of your staff council. As he mentions Galfrey, his voice assumes a tone of deference and reserved pride. Tell me, Captain, what does the staff council do? In short, we make sure that whenever orders are given, they are executed properly. Our job is to keep the soldiers' morale high so they always follow their officers' commands without question. As for the officers themselves, we look out for any unseemly or incompetent types who subvert the troops' trust. I will report any staff-related issues to you, suggest solutions, and ensure that your directives are followed. Tell me about yourself. Affirmative. I hail from Osirian. My parents were caravanners. They knew the entire length and breadth of the desert, fearing no heat, thirst, or wind. They told me that I was born after they miraculously survived a fierce sandstorm, one that raged for 5 days straight, blocking the sun out of the sky. We call sandstorms like those harmatins. I don't know if that made me the way I am, but I do know that they named me after that sandstorm. We call sandstorms like that those Darudes. I didn't follow in my parents' footsteps. In truth, I feel uneasy in the desert. Among the dunes, I feel like I'm trudging through a swamp. Instead, I enlisted in the army of His Majesty Kemet the First. He had just ascended to the throne after throwing off a Kelashite yoke and returning Assyrian to its independence. I soldiered in the infantry for exactly 100 years. I saw and shed no shortage of blood, both mine and that of others. In other words, I performed my duty to my homeland, but the older I got, the stronger a nagging voice in my heart grew. It kept telling me that I was not fighting for what I should have been. Homeland or not, there was a war in this world that meant more than all the others. I went to a temple of Ra, made my sacrifice and prayed. O King of the Heavens, set me on my path. The same night I had a dream. I was a sandstorm flying above endless lands as if I had falcon's wings. Over the desert, the sea and the forests, right toward the whirlwind. My God had shown me the path that was clear as day. I resigned and left for faraway Mendev. For two dozens years I'd served Her Majesty Galfrey. Had a good taste of the abyss. Then that whole disaster in Canabras occurred and the Queen called for a new crusade. And here I am, fighting under your command. I have to go. I served the 5th Crusade. Thank you for keeping it very short and sweet. Oh, I can't walk across there. Okay. It takes a while to start loading Dresden, and then it's just bam. Let's talk to you. I don't think I need to talk to Arsino, but I'll just double check. Okay. Could use the help of a cleric. How do I get rid of Death's Door? I'm visiting the healer. Oh, great. So I only have 2 people, yeah. Screw it, let's buy them. There's nothing at all. I could always buy the Scriber's kit eventually. This I may actually want for Nenia of all people. This is hilarious because of the build that I need to respec her into. So let's go to Nenia. Let's give her greater restoration. Yay. Finally. I just hated all the red.
Tread lightly.
We immediately get it back after spending all that money. Let's quickly go over here. I think they'll want to tell me anything. Okay, that's fine. August may want to say something. We may want to say. Let's talk about Camellia and her peculiarities. I take it you know about that now too. August sighs heavily. What's the point in discussing it? Go and speak to her. I don't know much about it. A Varisian shaman I had to help Camellia said she communicates with spirits. Hears their voices or something. Too bad the old woman couldn't help. The voices whispered something to my daughter and she sacrificed the Varisian to them. Right there in the mansion's cellar. Oh, I know. August wipes the sweat from his forehead. What was I supposed to do? I couldn't throw Camellia out on the street. I couldn't turn her over to the guards. I'm her father, you know. Perhaps help was what she needed, but I didn't wish to make those incidents public. The Gwyrm's honest name mustn't be sullied by scandal. That's why I locked Camellia in the mansion, so she would remain out of the public eye. Who knows when a spirit might whisper something to her? I changed the servants every few months so that they wouldn't discover anything they shouldn't. Sometimes thieves snuck into the mansion, or my guards would catch some bandits attacking my retinue while travelling. The roads in Mendev are not very safe. I turned such people over to Camellia to pacify her spirits. I'm telling you this now, and it terrifies me, but I didn't have a choice. Camellia says that she's about to get through to the spirit of Sarkoris and learn how to heal the land. Maybe it's nonsense, but what if it isn't? What if it's important? Do I have the right to halt such a crucial endeavour? August stops and casts a suspicious glance at you. Don't forget that I'm only telling you this because you found out our secret. If there's a trial or a scandal, I'll deny everything. I will not let anyone disgrace the honoured name of the Gwyrms. Okay. I also want to check... Yeah, we still can't take it off. Show me on what you've got to sell. Charisma +4. Oh, you have a crown now. Never mind, I don't need that. You can wear light barding. But I kind of want the extra attack of opportunity. You can't wear barding. Sealer's horse can though. I give... Oh yeah. I don't talk to you much. Let's go to the inn. See if anyone's talking that we can listen in on. So that's sometimes the case. stolen everything from this and they haven't restocked. How rude of them. Know their commander.
I'm gone.
So this should probably... Oh, Nenio's there as well. I always forget Nenio. But I haven't talked to Hilla. Tell me how you almost caught the spinner of nightmares. Hilla's gaze grows heavy. It was 6 months ago. We got a lead where to look for her. A lonely inn along the road. We arrived disguised as travellers. I never took off the eye of truth for a moment. Hilla carefully takes out and wipes his magic monocle. We quickly identified her cronies, but the spinner of nightmares was nowhere to be found. I lost hope and gave the order to arrest the cultists. We managed it quickly and without any losses. The spinner of nightmares appeared on a stage where passing bards were performing. She sang a funny little children's song, and the guests of the inn went mad. Their eyes turned bloodshot and they attacked us in a rage. They grabbed whatever came to hand and tried to kill us. Stools, forks, their bare hands, and even their teeth. We were forced to defend ourselves. When it was over, we were covered in blood. 31 butchered corpses lay at our feet. They wouldn't stop fighting even after their guts were dragged across the floor. The air reeked of blood, guts, and shite. I was barely able to clamber out. My legs refused to walk across that slimy muck. Once I made it outside, there was only the night and the step, and her laughter, the delighted, mocking laughter of a child who'd pulled off a prank. It arched from horizon to horizon. As it echoed in my mind, I lost consciousness and fell to the ground. Hilla's story ends with a helpless sigh. The Pathfinder massages his eyes with his fingers as if trying to push away the horrific images he envisions. Okay, so I've done all this. I'm just going to go through it all again. Okay, let's leave. Quick save and then talk to
Follow my
Nenio. So you are a kitsune. Or kitsune. Nenio tosses you a skeptical look, stating the obvious, does you no credit? How does it feel to suddenly remember that you belong to another race? It is slightly unusual, no more than that. Knowing this fact will not help me write the encyclopedia. Therefore, it is useless. Therefore, I was right to forget it. And to forestall your next question, no, for now I'm not planning to forget that I am a kitsune. My abilities can help you, my loyal follower, in your fight against... whom are we fighting again? Oh, right, the demons. Nenio gives you a magnanimous look. See how much I appreciate your assistance, girl? Are you sure you want to meet the mysterious entity we know nothing about? I am sure, I am convinced. Thinking about all the knowledge hidden there, in the emptiness, it seems to me that this is certain to be my triumph. The experiment of the century, no, of the millennium. She looks away, or maybe it will become my downfall, a complete fiasco. Here's the deal, if the mysterious entity decides to gobble me up, run as fast as you can while it's distracted. Tell all of Golarion about the heroic death of its greatest daughter. Tell them she perished, but that she never strayed from the thorny road to knowledge. Nenio sniffs and wipes a tear from her eye. God. Yeah, so... Oh, missing scouts, yeah. Still need this to happen, and I still need this. Of course, other people play this game and probably skip a bunch of this stuff, But not me. I will find everything, because there could be loot. And it will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine. I guess we should... nothing new from you. Jewelry artisan. I forgot you existed. Show me your wares, Gollum. Completely forgot about this place. Derek Sunhammer's jewelry. So this is literally an item of interest to a craftsman or a collector. It sells for the same amount that you can buy it for. No, it doesn't. That was probably a waste. let's just quickly reload that. Because I don't want to lose, what, 18,750 gold. I don't think he had anything else that I needed. Let's go in Half Measure Tavern. Because Greyboar's in here of all people anyway. Let's see what you have for sale again. Yeah, nothing that great. At least for what I need. It's fine. I've never actually talked to him. Okay. Let me just take a quick drink, because this will probably be a bunch of talking. Okay, I want to know more about you. I know what you're asking. How did someone like me end up in these lands? A warrior without kith or kin, or godly blessing, or crusader's mantle? Many have asked the same thing. Tell me about your past. I was born in Daggermark, the city of thieves, murderers and poisoners. I soldiered for a while, served in the infantry under Jala Klavesh. Didn't take long to realise there's two types of Daggermark soldiers. There's the dumb thugs who need to be bossed around, and then there's the venturous lads who use the title to do murder and extortion for hire. You can guess which ones I fell in with. I knew the rules of the game, and the wealthy often called on me to solve their problems, or get a leg up on their competition. Then I got into a quarrel with an officer, and, well, I left the service and became an independent contractor. It turns out, outside Daggermark, there's a lot fewer specialists who fit my profile. A proper assassin can get paid pretty well. The job took me all over Avistan before I came here. Good for you for leaving the army. Soldiers are the same as assassins, only they work for the politicians and they don't get paid. Very true, and in Daggermark they don't make much effort to hide it. Do you have a family? My people don't brook trade with assassins. The family I'm from are honest merchants and loyal worshippers of Torag. By now they must think I'm dead. They'd be appalled if they found out how things really stood. The dwarf grows grim, and his strong teeth clench his pipe until it cracks. As for my other family, I got one of those too. On my travels I met a woman, fair and kind. For her I laid down my weapon, got a house, became a simple city dweller. We had a daughter. We lived like that for a year and a half before the road called me back. I loved her, but that life, it was like being buried alive. I was ready to kill myself just to end the torturous meaninglessness. Only the road could cure me of those thoughts. For some reason, I keep going back to that house I once lived in, to the woman I once loved, to the daughter I don't even really know and who doesn't know me. I watch from afar. I don't have the right to return to their lives. Mora, my daughter, I don't know what she is to me. The biggest mistake of my life or the greatest mark I'll leave on the world. Yeah, this one I don't want her because he's an assassin. You wouldn't want to take a daughter with you while you're doing assassin's work. I feel sorry for you. Sometimes you have to pay for love with suffering or regret. Greyball looks at you piercingly and then speaks in a trembling voice. At least you understand. What brought you to the world wound? Probably contracts. The dwarf shrugs. There's a lot of good jobs here, not many competitors. A lot of dangerous demons, and every one of them has gobbled up someone's son, wife, or best friend. And who do they come to for vengeance? To the Crusaders? They're bound up by their orders, and they lack the necessary skills. The people who hire me don't want to wait until the crusade ends, if it ever will. That's where I come in, ready to deliver targeted vengeance today, for a generous fee. What's your opinion on the crusade? I'd lie if I said I'd see much difference between me and the Crusaders. Times now aren't like they were during the First Crusade. Nowadays the ranks of the Crusaders are filled with fugitives, opportunists, exiled nobles, fortune hunters, and lads who just plain love carnage. And all of them should thank the gods that the world wound is still open. Otherwise they'd be busy with robbery and murder. And when they met me in the street, they'd not be wearing noble scowls, but taking off their hats and addressing me as Sir. I agree with him, though, with his points. I've even literally taken on criminals into the crusade, so I literally cannot say this. Sounds logical, although not many crusaders would agree with you. They have the right to their opinion, just as I do. You've satisfied my curiosity. Now for the next 17 questions. Tell me about your craft. Oh, you know, you're the first among my clients to ask such questions, because you might be hiding a quest. God. You're a good assassin apparently, but not good at talking to people or understanding them. Tell me about your craft. Like any master of his craft, I can talk for hours about the subtleties of my trade and my finest works. Or would you prefer to test me yourself? Sure, just let me go into your inventory real quick and remove your weapons. What's the most important thing in an assassin's work? Greybar chuckles. The first rule of an assassin: bring the head back with you. Seriously though, tactics and equipment are what matters. The winner isn't the strongest, but the one who strikes first, so long as that's also last. When I get a job, I don't rush into things. Let the victim know they're being hunted, let them reinforce their guards, trust no one, and fall into paranoia. And only when the victim is exhausted at the end of their tether do I come in to wish them sweet dreams. It might sound funny, but believe me, no one's laughing in that room. Are you hunted by remorse? No, because he's got gold. Not at all. I've met a lot of good people, but many of them had a generous price on their heads. Everyone is a thorn in someone else's side. For some reason, folks imagine the good lads have their fair right to ruin the lives of the bad ones, and not the other way around. But it's only the morals of the majority that determines who's good and who's a villain, and those morals shift every day. I've been to many different places, talked to many different people, and the morals were different everywhere. Some people just have to die, and the sooner the better. I'm sure you've killed a lot more scumbags than good people. Killing good people doesn't tend to pay very well. It's the dangerous, twisted, bloody sons of bitches who fetch the highest bounty. That's why they're my specialty. You must value your reputation a great deal. He's told us many times. Greybaugh nods with dignity. Of course, in my line of work, reputation is everything. It keeps away the random fools who are looking for a fight, and the right people know I can be trusted. Anyone who has no care for their reputation is no better than a frog-eating kobold. There's no doing business with those hacks. The best you can do is use them for a job and then kill them afterward. Whereas I, as a professional with a name, demand respect from the client. Tell me about your best murder. The most difficult one was a professor at the Clockwork Cathedral in Absalom. The very existence of this wizard mechanic was a secret, and almost nobody knew his face or his name. Hunting him down was a symphony of violence and hard tactics. I had to sneak through his secret underground palace that looked like a wind-up dollhouse put together by a psychopath. No rational mind could have invented such intricate traps, and there were mechanical cutlass spiders everywhere. They nearly took 2 fingers and an ear. The professor was a dangerous bloke. Day and night he wore a deadly mechanism as a sort of armour, which made him look like an 8-legged, steam-spewing winged monster. But I came prepared. A tomb raider from Osirian had taught me how to avoid the traps. And I opened up his armoured suit with a lick-toed goblin sword. It's not even a sword, more like a giant can opener. They use them to pull the fallen knights from their armour and devour later. But I digress. I tore open his armour and saw his true form. Don't ask me what it was, I'll just say it was very unexpected. The mechanic went berserk and attacked me with incredible force. He was too much for me and I had to flee. The fool thought he'd won until he realised I'd reassembled all his traps into a giant death machine. 2 minutes after I escaped, his place turned into a cloud of dust. Without his immaculate armour, my mark was sent on his merry way to... well, I suppose he's on a plane for broken golems and music boxes. Do you worship any of the gods? It's my family's way to worship Torag, but he's not my god. Many craftsmen venerate Torag, and I consider my work a craft. But Torag's priests also say that he abhors murder. Either way, I name another god as my patron, Norgorber, the god of dark and unlawful actions. He and I, we have an understanding. Norgorber Blackfingers is my patron. Unlike many of the other gods, he himself was once mortal, which makes him honest. His teachings are built upon the grim truths of the streets that raised me. Norgorber will not try to fool you. He will never demand that you achieve perfection. After all, everyone knows that he is not perfect himself. Father Skinsaw. Norgorber is the only evil god amongst the Ascended. Okay. Countless psychopaths and other scum worship him too. Butchers who've conducted mass murders call him Father Skinsaw. Boneheaded street vermin thank the Grey Master for a bunch of coins they've managed to wrest away from a passerby. And of course, the most despicable of them all, those who praise Norgorber as the reaper of reputation, those disgusting rotten brats, politicians. I have no more questions, except for these 3 questions. What do you think of your new powers? The dwarf glances at his hands. They're strong and firm and abnormally lean for his race. A nice bonus. My career is in for an upturn. Who knows, maybe one day I'll pull off a truly mythical job. A deity or a demon lord or something of that sort. Well, typical TTRPG. We've leveled up, so it's time to go kill God. Do you like working for me? After some thought, the dwarf offers you a slight smile. Yes, I like you, Commander. You don't keep me from doing what I do. You don't try to preach at me, and you act with precision and competence. I respect that. I want to know more about your last client. He decided to remain anonymous, but I suspect his name is Willardus. I'd already struck off a few lesser demons for him, and later in Canabras, a stronger one. And in the battle for Dresden, the client insisted I kill the demon with a dagger he gave me, and tell the wretch that Willardus said hello. According to my client, one stab would be enough. But it turned out differently. The demon survived, a stain on my reputation. I don't know why he got it wrong, simple incompetence, or did he set me up to fail? Either way, I'd love to have another chat with this Willardus. We can stop there. Okay. Time to go and talk to the next person. Come on, Dresden. You can load now. Okay. Let's go and talk to Lady Konami. Yeah, so I've talked to all the companions here. I haven't talked to Regil. I never know how to pronounce his name. And it kind of annoys me. Hello? Oh, I was literally stood in her. Lady Konami is engrossed in reading some kind of letter. Upon noticing you, she frowns nervously for a moment, but then greets you with a graceful bow. Commander, how may I be of service to you? Oh, good God. It's only a rare sight in Mendev, but we've seen 2 now. What is your role in my army? Oh, don't get me wrong, Commander, but I'm not your soldier. I serve Her Majesty Queen Galfrey. She sent me to head the Diplomatic Council of the Crusade and consult with you on particularly sensitive matters. What's the Diplomatic Council and why do I need it? To solve matters of politics, of course. The Crusade is more than just battles and sieges. It is the largest military project in all of Avistan, funded by the treasuries of more than a dozen major powers, and each one of those powers, in addition to seeking victory over the demons, also pursues its own goals. The Diplomatic Council will manage this tangle of political interests and prevent the Crusade from losing the favour of influential benefactors. And while we're at it, ensure that Nerosian remains satisfied with the state of affairs. After all, for the last 100 years the entirety of Mendevian politics has revolved around the Crusaders in some shape or form. That is why the capital has sent me here, to observe, offer suggestions and keep the diplomatic situation under control. I know there's an ad coming up, but I'm going to continue just talking through all these. Tell me more about the Royal Council. What is it? The Royal Council, operating under Her Majesty, is the highest governing body in Mendev and comprises her most able and trusted servants. It is responsible for day-to-day matters of state. They are the hands and the voice of the Queen. The Council has gathered people from all walks of life. Some of them are nobles, but many more are citizens of humble origins who earn their positions through their wit. Many are rich, but a fair number of them are more humble of more humble means. Some are pious and pure of heart, like Lord Inquisitor Kasori and Captain Jasper of the Crusader Heralds. Others are more flexible and ambitious, but each of them faithfully serves Mendev's cause. Tell me about yourself, Lady Konami. Lady Konami lowers her eyes in a show of modesty. It's unbecoming of a diplomat to talk about themselves at length, but how am I to refuse you? I came from Tianxia, from the noble Kitsune. I think I've already gone through this before. Like any Kitsune, I have always been curious to a fault, and my adventures brought me to Avistan. And here in your lands, I met my first and true love, politics. Yeah, I've been through this option before. I've served as a diplomat in the courts of 6 different sovereigns, but working for Her Majesty turned out to be the most interesting of all. Such riveting webs of intrigue and interest are spun around the Crusade and the World Wound. What are you reading? That is a state secret, but for you I can offer a hint. Every single day I receive dozens of classified diplomatic missives from all countries supporting the Crusade. I have a question regarding diplomacy. I am happy to oblige. I'm always willing to talk about my craft. I said a question, not 4. What's the current situation in Mendev? Things aren't terrible for a nation that has been at war with demonic invasion force for a century. The people are wary of taxes. The army continues to pay tributes in blood, and many noble families are dying out, which breeds inheritance disputes. However, the crown stands strong and its authority remains high. The nobles are ready to follow Her Majesty's orders, and the royal council, comprising of the closest and most trusted servants of the Queen, governs the nation sensibly and astutely. Why are you so fascinated by politics? Is this something all Kitsune share? Not at all. However, we Kitsune are predators, and our hunting spirit is strong. But unfortunately, chasing rabbits in the fields is rather boring, vulgar, and unfashionable. Politics is a hunt of a much more dignified sort, refined and captivating. Whenever I pick up the quill to write a letter of protest, oh, I feel like I'm ready to go for my praised throat. So invigorating. I'm not comfortable with the Royal Council imposing its will on me. Please don't paint the situation in such a bleak light, Commander. The Royal Council does not seek to hinder you, it merely suggests the most sensible course of action. The members of the Royal Council have been serving Her Majesty for many years and have proven their wisdom. While your attention is focused on the war, they think about Mendev's future. Listen to their words and there will be peace between you. You don't look like a soldier and you're different from my other advisors. You're right, I'm not a soldier. Warfare has always been too bloody for my tastes. I prefer the intricate tapestries of politics, proposals with double and triple agendas, clashes of ideologies and long-term strategizing. But they say that war is merely a continuation of politics, which is why my duties have brought me to your headquarters. I have no more questions. Except this. Kitsune are a rare sight in Mendev, but I've seen 2 of them. Lady Konomi shrugs. I'm a child of a passionate and curious people. We live everywhere. You are just not always aware of our existence. You are not the first to have taken an interest in my race. Your companion Nenio has already interrogated me. A most amusing individual. Truly, we Kitsune are incapable of normalcy. We find our passion and surrender to it entirely, mind and soul. Although in Nenio's case, I fear that the mind was lost along with common sense. I have to go. Good day to you. Yeah, you're not wrong. I also should check out all of this again. See if there's anything new that highlights. Oh, I could go to the Commander's Court from here. Yay! Rather than travelling. Let's quickly hop up there then. I don't think there's anything new for them. I hope. Yeah, nothing new. Okay. You didn't want to talk to me for... Wait, what are you? What are you and why are you highlighting? It's a safe, right? I wonder if that's my stash. So everything loads up here. Maybe. Maybe not.
Let us be careful. Tread lightly.
Why is there a bunch of my stuff here? I think. And there's a carpet. Does no one want to tell me this? There's a ladder. They're all highlighting. Weird. But then again, not weird. Man, let's go to the Citadel. I don't think there was anyone else I really needed to talk to in the streets. But let's double check. Oh, wait a minute, there's the cap. No, was it the captain? Or Dan or something like that? Captain O'Dan. Oh, and there's Dog Linda as well. Who's just chilling out. Hail, Commander. Dodge Linda. Stranglehold casually salutes you with her maimed hand. What's your role in my army? I am the Chief Quartermaster in charge of material support. I make sure our brave soldiers are armed, armoured and fed when they go into battle. Or at least 2 out of the 3 are, you know how it goes. Dogland just chuckles. I'm also the head of the Logistics Council. If we're missing something, I'll report it to you right away. What does the Logistics Council do? It supplies. What else? As you lead your troops in those legendary battles, we solve various non-heroic issues like what our fighters are going to eat tomorrow, how to fix a chainmail shortage, and how to get our hands on a shipment of helmets we purchased that's stuck somewhere in Ustalav. Those are the headaches we deal with. Sometimes, however, we're faced with something we just can't hash out without you. That's when we have to assemble the council and ask for your decision. But Torag willing, that won't happen too often. We've got your supplies covered, so you go ahead and be heroic to your heart's content. What became of the quartermaster who was taking care of the supplies during the march on Dresden? He's right over here, isn't he? Nothing really. He got a medal for his heroism during the assault on Dresden. Now he's right back where he was, keeping up the good work. It's just that a fortress like Dresden is a little out of his league. When you need to supply the camp during a march, he's your man, but it takes a different set of skills to be a chief quartermaster. What's with that nickname, Stranglehold? Our resident jokesters came up with it when my hand went numb from the wound. She holds up her crooked fingers withered to the bone. After that, left the front lines for the supply service, and then I showed every wisecracker that one hand is all you need to keep your supplies in order. My grip really is a stranglehold, you see. All those thieving quartermasters who go out their way to sell some ammunition on the sly, scatterbrained officers who lose half a caravan in every skirmish, civilian milksops who always have a sob story to explain why they can't give anything to the army. They all learned well why people call old dog Linda Stranglehold. You have spells available that can restore your hand. Spend it on some poor sap whose legs got ripped off in the first battle. Thank you for your concern, Commander, but while we're at war, resources should be sent where they're needed. I'm handling the logistics just fine with one hand. Okay, I have to go. Captain O'Dan. Oh, wait a minute. Are you up here? Or are you down here? Oh, thank God you're down here. No. Captain O'Dan gives you a polite nod. What can I do for you, Commander? Captain, what's your role in my army? I'm responsible for drills, organising exercises and briefing the officers on the strategies you approve. Furthermore, I have the honour of serving as the chair of your military council. Remind me about the responsibilities of the military council. The military council determines the strategy for our troops, enacts army reforms, approves new equipment standards, and makes decisions on all issues regarding military action on the front lines. You've had encounters with Karamzadeh before, haven't you? Only in the halls of my mind, back when I was a young lieutenant dreaming of the title of Crusade Commander, and who among us hasn't dreamed of being in your shoes, Commander? At least for a little while. I knew I would one day meet him on the battlefield. I'm sure there are more powerful demons in the world wound, but in this war where entire armies fight for victory rather than individual warriors, he is Mendev's greatest enemy. I'd studied countless reports on battles against him, played out countless of his historic battles in my head, trying to spot his mistakes. I did spot a few, or so I hoped, but I never had the chance to put it to the test. I moved up in rank, knowing that the day when we would come face to face was drawing ever closer. The most important day of my life. I could feel that it was very close. Tell me about your military career. My family has lived in Mendev for generations, simple but prosperous folk. Even as a child I was interested in the study of warfare, and I always knew I'd end up joining the ranks of professional soldiers. After serving for 3 years as a cadet in the capital, I went to Lastwall, where I graduated from the Crusade War College with honours. Then I returned to Mendev. For 25 years I fought many battles as part of various border units. As a result of my service I was distinguished by command with a promotion to the rank of captain and a subsequent transfer to headquarters. Captain O'Dan falters and his expression darkens. He remains silent for a while, then shakes his head and continues. Now that I didn't have to do drills, I had the time to focus on studying tactics and strategy. My fellow officers called my desk the archive, because it was always covered with manuscripts and military treatises. Alas, I never did become a commander, even though it was my childhood dream, but I was able to become a competent enough officer to be serving directly under your authority. I hope you'll find my knowledge useful. I get the feeling you've had your share of pain on the front lines. Captain O'Dan presses his lips together. No more than the soldiers from my squad. My last battle was at Villareth Ford's outpost, north of Canabras. The demons, they brought flames down upon us. I'd never seen anything like it. Walls of fire spewing out fireballs. 300 soldiers turned into screaming, burning meat. And believe it or not, in the light of that cursed flame, the battlefield was dark as a cave. The smoke was so thick you couldn't see any further away than your own hand. We held that day, but the price was high. I paid mine as well. It took a miracle for the clerics to pull me out of my melted armour. and it took me 4 years before I could remain calm near fire. Any fire, even candlelight. I thought they'd write me off as psychologically broken, but instead I was promoted. Apparently, in that inferno, we managed to deflect a terrible blow and protect Canabras from the attack of a superior force. Apparently, we were heroes, as unyielding as rock. I didn't know that at the time. We were just fighting. Burning and fighting. I have to go. Quick save, so I don't have to talk through all this again.
I'm gone.
Oh. Did not mean to cast anything. I got in the chest. No. Let's read everything just to make sure. Oh, Blazing Path there. Okay, can't learn it from here. I need to keep that. Map of unlock, yeah, I'll keep that. I'm going to keep anything. Maybe I shouldn't. I was going to keep anything that's marked in the outline. What did I just put in there? Fish. That would have smelled awful. Reading them all, because sometimes the books and stuff give your main character just something extra. Usually skill checks. I have in here. Claw of Jiska I kept. Momentum. Lustrous Blade. I'll probably sell this.
Follow my steps.
Can I report? Because that would be funny. I don't know. Can't report. Good. Early sunset. I've talked to you about everything. Vigil. Nope. Ivu? Nothing new. Okay. Get if I've passed enough time. No, I need to pass more time. Okay. Where's the Sarkorian mine? I'm gonna go back to my court to rest.
Let's head out.
I wish there was a way just to go up to my cart from that menu. Cart of the hashtag purple gang. I'll never get tired of that. Okay, the ladder's gone. Interesting. Right, let's save and rest. Oh, wow. Oh, hang on. No, let's go back. Because I had a new food. Blazing parfait. Now let's rest. Gives +1 bonus to AC for a day. Still think I'm going to take the monster casserole. Why is the DC for protective rituals 28 up here? Okay, well, that's the only one I could potentially fail. What do you see when you look at people, I wonder? A succulent piece of meat or perhaps a decadent dessert? How does Dayron know? Oh, I see them like a person dying of thirst sees a creek running with clear water. But I would rather die than drink a single drop. I thought he was talking to Camellia. Impact of corruption weakened. But I have no corruption. I'm sat like a goblin again.
Let us be careful.
Glad that it spits me out at Dresden now. So. History. Where are the old Sarkorian mines? Or have I already been to them? To the southwest of Dresden. Oh, there they are. Well, let's quickly get to the crusade. What have I got going on? Post Bastion expansion, which is great because I want to improve this one, I think. Although, might be better me doing one of these as it's further on. Because I want to set up teleportation circles in places so I'm not taking forever to get down here like I have to right now. It's only going to take a day. Okay. Crusaders finished stuff. Strengthening the chain of command. Outpost to Bastion expansion. Which is great. Logistics reform. Defenders of freedom. Hunting down mutiny. 1 day, so that's basically a level up. Logistics, yep. I need the leadership one. Let's have diplomacy at level 5. Military is going up as well. That shouldn't take too long, I don't think, with the battles that I need to do. Close you. Oh, I probably have. Sending these home. Okay. Enough. You have the Hedge Knights. That's gonna hurt people a lot. Almaty has the Headhunters. Ooh. And more marksmen. It was only 8 of them, but I will take it. It's freedom. Okay, can't really want that. Morale is fine. Let's go to recruitment. Cost 415 each. Yeah, no. Travel to there. Now you got 8 paladins, which is not a lot. Why can't split them? Okay. Leftovers. Right. Okay. I do really want to take that out, but neither of these can move until I move my party. So let's go back to that. Wait. Oh, the Bastion. I was like, why is that showing up as... Yeah. No, go this way. Do I want to enter it again? Because it said that I'd never entered it before. You know what? Let's go and have a visit. Imprisonment begins in one's own mind. Baphomet. I've already been here. Loot? Loot? Oh, it's probably a bunch of armor. Just kind of interested. Oh, Darren's sprinting ahead.
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
Really, the waiting's never fun? Is that why you're running all the way over here at breakneck speeds? Yeah, I think there's nothing for me here. But, could be wrong. Yeah, I'm just going to run everyone back. Darren will probably beat them back. Let's race them. Meow. Catch them. Yeah, he's going to overtake them easy. I think. Oh. He's going to get stuck behind Regil. Oh, he just beat me.
Tread lightly.
However, I am going to hopefully get the option to take all of the items. Because why not? Finally going to link this up. Because taking this route was just so stupid. Let's go down here. I need to go to the old Sarkorian mines because of Nenio. Funnily enough. Not as a quest thing. Oh, there's someone on the road. Who is on the road? Or is this Kay Lesser maybe? Hello? Cultists? The cultist smiles sweetly at you. Well, well, what have we here? The freshly minted commander, straight from Dresden. Here is what's going to happen, Commander. You will give us specimens. You will give us specimen 367. We will bring it back to Iz, to Master Bladesmith, and no one will get hurt. If you refuse, well, prepare to die. Finia. Bladesmith, is it? Then I know who you creeps are. You're from the same lot that slaughtered my party, then tortured me for some dark experiments. Commander, just give the order. I'll wipe the floor with them. I have an old score to settle. Specimen 3... What? Yes, the specimen. The sentient weapon that was taken from us. A cheap ploy by the Crusaders. Don't try to deny it. We know you have it. Him. The sentient weapon. This is huge. If you really have one, Commander, keep it for yourself. Those lowlifes don't deserve it. Okay. Who is this Bladesmith? A great artisan and a teacher who renounced his name and past to serve the weaponsmith's craft. His demonic blades never break. His magic arrows never miss their mark. His creations are incredible. Although the piece you have in your possession is still far from perfect, it was not supposed to fall into the hands of outsiders, so we want it back. I'm not giving Finian to you. Then we will take the specimen ourselves. Yes, sure. Let's show these scumbags what's what. Commander, to battle.
Nach er, Orma,
Hey, Ember. Greater invisibility. Well, sucks that we have sea invisibility. You poor bastard. I'm fairly sure she has Sorcerer's Reflex as a mythic ability, so her first spell cast after initiative is a swift action. Anything of note? Not really. Even a way to figure out where to go? Oh, that's rude. Because normally these sort of encounters, there are lootables or potentially places with loot hidden on the map. Hopefully, make this worth it, please. Please. Give me loot. It's a pointed. It's a very small map. Let's continue on. I think a bunch of my party members may be fatigued during that. Yeah. Quick save. Carry on. Next. Let's go to the Crusade management. Logistics reform. Okay. Don't really want any of this, so I'm not going to. Do however want to command the units. Right, Almaty. Quick save. Let's send you over here. Journey will take some time. Yes, I know. I want you to go and attack. You should take out the keep and let me travel further. Sucks that they took out some of them so quick. Wonder. Really need to take out the archers. Start working on the mounted scouts. 41 to 60. Nice. That will work great with the mongrels who will kill the Babao. Still go for the mounted scouts. Just because of their movement range. I do want to take out the Arachne at some point though. Nice. Okay, what I need to do is this. Song of Seasons, so hopefully it will heal. Take out them. Right, now hopefully You kill the mounted scouts, you kill the Arachne. Problem is, these are going to move right up to the Mongols. Damn. Hello. Game. Hello? Oh, there we go. Nice, I got so many marksmen back. Let's do it again, because these are all melee. Let's work on weakening the cultists. Probably the spearmen. You can kill the Vescavor Swarm, or you can reduce those numbers. Let's kill those, so you get an extra turn. Knew that would kill them, unfortunately. Magic goes off. Eventually. Please. Hello. Game. That won't heal any of them. You can't attack anymore. Unfortunate. And this won't deal damage. To cure wounds on you. Nice. Infirmary size is untouched. Stab the bringer axe. Cultists will die to the mongrels, who can then attack these. And then I need to cure wounds you again. As long as I get some infirmary size back, I'm fine with it. Attack them. Doesn't really matter which order I attack these in now. So we'll get everyone back. When the game decides. Come on. Went as well as I could have hoped. Game. Hello. Oh, please don't tell me I have to redo this. Can't save it either. Click out of the game and see if maybe clicking back in will fix it. Do okay. One. Have to reload. Which means this fight has to be done again. That killed off less than before, but it's still fine. Need to kill off as many mounted scouts as I can. Just run up and do that. Down. The headhunters can still fire in melee combat, I think. So maybe I'll just start taking out as many Durachni as I can for now. Oh, should have taken out the Babao. Kill them, and hopefully don't lose a lot to the cultists. My spell to go off. There we go. Murders a bunch of them. I think I do the same. Because how much this kills. Song of Seasons. Start working on the cultists. I think they're dead to the spearmen again. Cultists should die. Ooh. My spell goes off. Spearmen at 1, not 0. I'm gonna move you there. 90. Ooh. Gonna kill them. And them. Ah, that's not great. Lose some things. Maybe it will just be the cheap and crappy things that I really don't care about too much. You're going to get to cast more and more and more. I guess I'll just keep healing through it. Who do I lose? I lose marksman. No, 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 no. I'm not losing 102 marksmen. No. That is unacceptable. That's my best unit. We are going back in. I saved a bunch of them the first time round that crashed. That is unacceptable to me. Takes out 308 of them. Up to 308. 200, that's pretty good. Working on the scouts. So then the mongrels can kill those and kill the babao. And then the headhunters can damage this. Maybe live? Oh, you're gonna die. I'm fairly sure. Okay, the mongrels can kill you. Hopefully kill the Darachne. Nice. Would love them to get a morale boost. That's not going to happen. Let's move you back. My spell heals a bunch of them. And my marksman can take these. Oh, Christ. Marksman getting morale turn then. Rather insane. Okay, so the mongrels kill the cultists before the AoE stuff. Kill the spearmen. Brimarak may kill one of these two units. Can't really do that. Let's get the marksman back. Okay, please don't crash. Didn't lose anything this time. A host of demons once guarded the horrific remains of the Tower of Yath, sculpted from demon flesh. The Crusaders stormed the ruins and ended the lives of all who dwelt within. The remains of the tower resemble the decomposing carcass of a giant beast, and the warriors of the Crusade are already setting up a war camp a few miles from the ruins to keep an eye on this heap of rotting meat. Ew. Quick save. So now I can get to the heart of mystery. need to go and fight this now. I don't think Setsuna can manage this fight. He has the spells, but not much else. Let's see what he can do. I'm probably going to reload this though, to be perfectly honest. He has Fireball. Yeah, it's the horses that I'm not going to be able to really do too much about. Thing. Two to three horses, 1 to 2 plagued mastodons. The horses just deal so much damage, and they're really tanky. They're just going to annihilate somebody. But hopefully if I keep them in the same spot, that'll be fine. If I block off the mastodon from running through. I can do damage through this. Whether it's going to be enough is a problem. 8 to 48. 55 horses. Problem is they go first and they will just destroy everything before this spell goes off. Now this is where everything dies. Honestly, I'm not too upset with it happening. So I kind of want to replace his army anyway, but still. If I can reduce the numbers enough. I'll kill all 8, I'll kill 9 to 55. Ooh. Let's total defense it up. He's going to get a lot of XP for this, but he's going to have lost his entire army. I get a bunch of the hedge knights back at least. I might take it, might not. Wicked dope. The pack of sick and rabid beasts battle with unprecedented rage, driven on by a sinister old man wearing the rags of a druid. The putrid smells emanating from his body sent the Crusaders into convulsions. In a stentorian voice, he declared that all living things must die for new life to rise from the ashes and perpetuate the eternal cycle. On the face of the crazed fool grew hideous toadstools. He was finally slain with a blade. With all due precautions, his creepy, crooked druid staff was handed over to the commander. There's no way through. I don't think. Okay. Let's go back to the party. Random encounter. Fight. Oh, Firebot's disconnected from chat. That's never good. Completely disconnected. Everyone's exhausted. Hey, Ember. Can you just cast that on them? Maybe? Oh, they resisted. It's fine. This game is huge. You can skip a bunch of stuff if you want, but I don't want to. Come on, me. You got this. I know you need to sleep, but it's fine. It's weird that Firebot's disconnected from chat, but my Twitch chat hasn't disconnected. Fine, let's rest. Move you back there.
You've been through more than most in the Crusade army, and you remain unbroken. If there were 200 people like you in Canabres, the city would never have fallen.
In truth, I'm just like everyone else. Everyone else is just like me.
Oh yeah, I haven't. I think I'm playing the enhanced edition, but I haven't got any of the DLCs except the free one yet. There are some which I think have really bad reviews on them, but there's one that the one that I think you get a druid companion people like. Just to be completely honest about it. Random encounter, let's fight. Like, it's your typical problem for CRPGs. Sometimes they add DLCs that essentially just looks like a cash grab. And it's not until you've bought it that you understand, oh, this is actually not that worth the money.
Follow my steps.
But yeah, I think with this old Tarkorian mines that I'm going to, there is an item that I want that I can make a relic that's gonna make Nenio really, really funny as a character. Because I think you can get a Bardiche that uses intelligence instead of strength for its attacks and damage rolls. So you can turn a wizard into melee. It's a lot of ash.
Out of my sight!
Okay. This is a +4. Oh, Ivu. I have a new item for you. For even more damage. Save. area exit over there as well. Ooh, there's some ruins.
Let's head out.
There's some ruins from the other side. Perception.
I've finished here. Is there
This
more?
warrior was slain, presumably by a mage who attacked him with sword strikes and a barrage of spells, and I got 2k XP for that? Technically, I think 12k XP for it. I can review that. I need 65k. Oh, what's that one? Wait. Oh. Let's go here. Judging by the insignia, this man was a member of the Blackstone Company, one of many soldiers of fortune. That's who I'm looking for. Judging by how little dust there is on the stone fractures, this rock slide is fairly new. The cave ceiling must have collapsed only a short time ago. Okay.
Let us be careful.
Oh, law nature. Hello. No wild beast would have ripped apart the bodies of these soldiers with such savagery. It was surely the work of demons. Yay, it's always demons. Woo.
Completed.
Expert in fire magic clearly took part in this battle. Fire magic, you say? You resist energy, communal fire. Lasts 24 hours for me. The dead man's uniform bears an insignia of the Blackstone Company, a group of Andorran mercenaries. So this is where I came from. I can go this way.
Tread lightly.
Camera doesn't want to play along. Okay. I always have to check for loot. Up here as well. Or in this case, XP I've got to check for.
Follow my steps.
There's a cave in. Was there an entrance somewhere? I missed it.
Let's head out.
Oh, is that it?
Let us be careful.
They might be in there. They might be still alive. Okay. Let's quick save before we exit. Oh, it has updated tell cat. Okay. Enter the streets. He's over here, if I remember. Speed up. Found the missing scouts. They are dead. Fulton lowers his head and says nothing. After a while he nods suddenly. Well, we are at war. Thank you for discovering their fate. What exactly happened to them? Your soldiers were ambushed by demons and a powerful fire spellcaster. Curses, I instructed my men on how to act in the case of an unexpected attack. The trap must have been prepared by a tactical genius.
Follow my steps.
Okay. I'm just going to search for something. Wrath of the Righteous. Ah. Against a rank 11 enemy encampment west of Old Sarkorian Mines. But I couldn't get west of the Old Sarkorian Mines. Unless it's an Act 5 thing only, which is certainly possible. Unless it's you. Must be a rank, an Act 5 thing. But anyway, I want to manage you. We are going to build a hatchery, supply center, stables, and the hospital. Or a watchtower. It's 3 days, 2 days, 3 days. I can build a hospital. I can build a watchtower afterwards. There's still a couple of things that I need to do. Still need to maximize all crusade stats. Still need this to trigger. Don't really want to do the Ivory Sanctum just yet. And I still need to wait for this to trigger, which apparently can take a long time. I'm gonna head down here, see if I can get through. The fate of the wicked dope. Banded male of dope. Quarterstaff of dope. Don't have full hit points. Anytime you cast a spell on an ally, you gain fast healing 5 for 1d3 rounds. It's not bad. Whenever you cast the same spell 3 times in a row, your next spell becomes empowered, as though using the Empower spell feat, and Maximize, as though using the Maximize spell feat. Okay. Pretty good. Maybe gets fast healing 1, stacks up to 10 until the end of combat. Okay. That's the wearer ferocity as per the universal monster rule. Creature with ferocity remains conscious and can continue fighting even if its hit point total is below 0. The creature is still staggered and loses 1 hit point each round. A creature with ferocity still dies when its hit point total reaches negative amount equal to its constitution score. And then last forces. As events in the world wound take an even more dramatic turn as the Crusaders spill more of their own blood, the people of Golarion come to understand how high the stakes truly are in this war. When the war reaches its crucial moment, the commander can issue the final call for recruits, and everyone capable of holding a weapon will answer it, but the commander must be wise when choosing the day and hour of such an appeal. An allied Crusader army has been recruited at the commander's headquarters. Army strength is influenced by the number of losses suffered by the Crusaders during the campaign. This decree can be issued only once. Okay. Fort. An Andorran expeditionary corps vanished, replaced by a mercenary company of the Black Lions. These dogs of war have agreed to offer their services to the commander for a nominal fee of 1 gold coin. Okay. Oh, Sealer. I just left. You can wait until I get further south. And then have to go back. Fear of the surface. A group of mongrels has arrived in Dresden. The hunters may have been brave in their underground caves, but they have lost their nerve on the surface. They are scared of sunlight, get disoriented by open spaces, and feel perturbed by unfamiliar opponents. However, Wendoag is convinced that this fear will pass once the underground warriors have spilled the blood of their foes and experienced their first victory. Yeah, I'm going to get more mongrel sharpshooters. Yep. Then intolerance. The hatred of the descendants of Sarkoris toward arcane spellcasters knows no bounds. The representatives of several tribes demand that mages not be allowed to serve in their units. 12 barbarians. I just lost a bunch of them. 9 wizards. Leadership points. How many leadership points do I have? Oh. How do I rank you up? I need to rank up all of this stuff. Or maybe it's because I need to visit back home. That might be a thing. The wizards. Magic missile, lightning bolt. Okay. They actually have really good damage with quarterstaffs. Barbarians, I just had someone lost them. They attacked twice. Ooh, cavalry unit? No, these weren't barbarians. Oh. Thing is, if I choose a cavalry unit, I want wizards. I'm gonna stand up for the mages. Because not all mages are bad. The commander stood up for the mages, and the former Sarkorians had no choice but to obey. News of this decision spread among arcane practitioners, and many of them have decided to join the Crusaders. Okay. I think I'm going to go back to Dresden. I've not travelled too far away. Let's go back. Yeah, let's go. Ignore that. Let's just go back. Enter Citadel. Because I think I just need to talk to people to level up, essentially. I hope. Oh wow, it's Seela just gliding along the floor. Say, oh wow, it's almost 3:30. I'm gonna have to get ready for work soon. Time flies. Seela seems to be in a good mood. She smiles at you and then scratches the back of her head as if suddenly realizing something. I probably shouldn't have come to you officially like to an audience, but this is the only way to catch you these days. I wanted to ask, would you like to go shopping with me? It's probably not right to distract the Knight Commander with such trifles, but I thought I should drag you out for a walk. We haven't enjoyed a moment's peace since we met. We've either been saving Canabras or marching on Dresden. Besides, I desperately need advice. I'm going to buy a present, and I know nothing about fancy jewellery. Who are you buying the present for? For Ilan and his bride. After that story at the camp when Curl stole the ring from us and summoned the demons, Ilan and I both overreacted and said some things we shouldn't have. He apologised to me, but I haven't really apologised to him. I want to buy a ring to replace the one that was stolen, and there's a new jewellery shop in Dresden. It's owned by Sunhammer, the same jeweller who made the first ring. Okay, great idea. I'd love to stretch my legs for a bit. Great, well then I'll meet you at the jewellery shop. It's in the east of the city. Oh, I know. Commander, permission to report. Commander Harmattan salutes you. We are... Excuse me. We are short on soldiers. Any elation from taking Dresden is long gone. We now face the harsh reality of a drawn-out war. What was sufficient for an expeditionary force won't cut it for a proper army that needs to hold the territories around Dresden and still advance forward. Now that we've dealt with the wary and replenished our officer corps, we need more troops. I suggest we write a letter to Mendev and ask Her Majesty for a new draft. It will take some time, a long time to be perfectly honest, but it's the most reliable option we have. Mendev is already giving everything it can spare to this war. I say we ask our priests to be more active with their preaching in other lands. Let them inspire more people to volunteer. A regular draft may not be enough. We have one permanently in effect as it is. We should suggest that the Crown recruit all who lost everything in the attack on Canabras and other cities. Instead of meagre state-issued meals for these orphans and homeless refugees, they'll get army rations, a pair of boots and a spear. It's not the best solution for them, and they won't be the best soldiers for us. Still, we'll have plenty of material to sift through and forge into solid combatants. Yeah, you won't get far on sheer enthusiasm. Fortunately, we have good coin to dress it up. Everyone who's ready to fight for lofty ideals is already here. It's time to call on those who would fight for gold. We get preachers. Recruitment growth for trainable units increases by 7% for 20 days. Okay. Refugees is recruitment. Recruitment growth for trainable units increases by 20% for 14 days. Crusade morale reduces by 20. Generous recruiters. 5,000 finance units, that's not bad. The number of available mercenary units increases by 1 for 14 days. That's actually not bad at all. Or Royal Conscription. Recruitment growth for trainable units increases by 10% for 14 days. Thing is, the finance points I'm getting fairly easily, kinda. Repeatable every 20 days. Wait, how much was it again? Oh, it's the mercenary units increases by 1. Growth for trainable units increases by 10%. Trainable units by 7% for 20 days. Yeah, I'm not going to go for Reginald. I think I'm going to go for Dayram. If only I could fulfill all your orders this easily, just by signing a couple of papers. You've made the right choice. Those who talk about how loyalty can't be bought have simply never held a real sum in their hands. Thank you, Commander. I will report on the measures we implement and their results in due time. I'll call for the Council to be reconvened if we encounter any further difficulties. Hail! Dorglinda's one eye is red from sleepless nights on the job. The supply situation is improving, but too slowly. Once the fellows of the Crusade lost their connections in the Quartermaster service, they switched to dealing with the cart drivers directly. Each supply caravan loses a cart or two on the way, and its driver tells us tall tales about how they were attacked by demons or how a Vrock swooped in and carried off an entire cart. We catch these jokers, but it's getting out of control. We can't get them all. We need to change something in the system itself. Execute them. I propose we have inspectors from the Mendevian Treasury travel with each caravan. Someone experienced, someone who's ready to answer for the delivery with their life, and who knows how to keep the cream away from the cat, so to speak. There's a simple rule: if you can't beat 'em, lead 'em. We'll drop a hint to the brains of this lot to stick to us and fall in line. If they don't act up too much, they'll get their new uniforms and extra rations, and we'll get the loyalty of some big-name leaders among the soldiers. So soldiers are stealing from their own comrades, like cats. What was it you said, Dorglinda? Like the cream that got the mouse instead of the cat? In any case, this is wrong. We must convince them. Let the caravans be accompanied by priests from the capital. Under their eyes, the warriors will be ashamed to steal. Unless the priests get turned. Mistress, we need to make it crystal clear to them. The leader of any group on your turf is you, and no one else. Since we can't even trust our cart drivers, we should hire cutthroats to guard them, and send a message to these fellows. It'll cost us, but the soldiers won't be able to outbid us, and our deliveries will be safe. Besides, authority is more precious than gold. Oh, more movement. Cost of recruiting mercenary units reduces by 5%. Energy points income increases by 7. All general experience gained by general increases by 33%. That's not bad at all. No, I won't like that. I like them individually, but not as a literal ice cream sandwich like that. If it was 2 wafers, probably. Ooh, do I want experience or do I want to give them more movement? Problem is, this is all generals, so it's only 3 armies. Any reinforcements, unless they have a general. So I wonder if I can make a general that has more movement, just to ferry people around. Although I suppose he always has to have units, maybe. Hmm. But I like XP. So I'm gonna take the XP. Slick, a little favoritism won't spoil the spirit of the crusade, will it? They're good guys, it's just that their methods are a bit unusual. But hey, this whole war is unusual. It will be done. I hope our caravans will be safe from now on. But I have a feeling this won't be the last time we have to convene the council to address the problem relating to the fellows. Anyone else? No. Quick save. Manage crusade affairs. Do I have rank up anymore? No. Diplomacy is almost at max, I think. The Andorran Expeditionary Corps vanished, replaced. If I go back in. Just quickly gonna go in and. Well, leave and then go back in. Just to see if that report, that event happens. No. So I wonder if Sealkind has just been replaced. No one new has appeared. Let's go and have a quick look. Oh, I'm exhausted. Okay.
Let us be careful.
Okay. I need to go over here now anyway. Oh god, I have to talk to Finian. Fact, where is he? Finian. Let's just get this over and done with. Quick save. Finian, start dialogue. Hail to the adventurers. You know I've never regretted following you. Everyone seems to revolve around you. Like beavers in a mill wheel. I'll have a lot to write in my report to the Pathfinder Society, although thinking about it, it's been a while since I last sent them any reports. We got ambushed by cultists who spoke of some bladesmith. I suspect you might know him. Finian's tone is grim. All too well. He was the one who tortured me. I don't know what specimens they wanted from you. Maybe they thought I had stolen something from them. Wait, I just remembered something. His voice turns hopeful. That bladesmith's workshop was just outside Iz, right by the walls. If Gorham willing we are ever in those parts, I'll beat the hell out of that scumbag for all he did to me. Ha! Finding those cultists was a stroke of luck. I'm ready to leap into battle right now. Just say the word, it's like I can feel this newfound strength. When you go to Iz, make sure you bring me along. Want to talk about you. Sure, go ahead, although I haven't really done anything noteworthy yet. Do you realise you're a weapon? What kind of question is that? I mean, sure, the clerics keep coming and going about every crusader being a weapon of Iomedae, but I don't speak of myself in fancy words like that. I'm just a lad with 2 arms, 2 legs and more freckles than I'd like. I choose where to go and whom to fight for. I don't want to be someone's weapon, you hear? Aroden is dead, now everyone decides their own fate. How did you become a pathfinder? I've always wanted to be one. Ever since I was a kid, I remember I'd go out to the edge of the village at sunset and then just keep walking until I got tired or someone dragged me back by my ear. It was like something was drawing me away from home. My clan wasn't the nomadic kind. Before the wound opened, the idea of travelling anywhere would never have crossed the minds of many in the clan. They were content with their community or their patch of land, but I had always wanted to see what lay beyond that bend in the road, over that familiar hill, beyond the horizon. Basically, Finian was a member of the Pathfinder Society, so he was an adventurer, a pathfinder, and got tortured by the bladesmith, and basically his consciousness transferred into a weapon that can change shape into other weapons. But he doesn't realise he's a weapon. Or it's just his mind protecting him as a defensive mechanism. My father, he wanted to teach me to be a shaman like him, but as soon as I came of age, I was off looking for the Pathfinder Society, and I found it in Iz after 3 weeks of travel on foot. I passed their trials and they accepted me. My father hasn't spoken to me since, but that's all right. Once he hears of my great deeds, he'll come around someday. All I wanted was to rush off to some faraway land and find a treasure trove no one else had discovered yet. But I knew I had a duty to Sarkoris. Then the wound opened, the demons, the havoc. In the end, I never went anywhere. But as soon as things calm down, I'm setting off to explore Aslant. I've already decided. Great ancient ruins, that's my kind of life. Being surrounded by the wreckage here is depressing, as I'm sure you know. Do you remember anything before you ended up in Carnaborous? There is uncertainty in Finian's voice. I mean, a lot of things happened. I remember how happy everyone was when the wardstone was placed in Carnaborous. That was some celebration. Finian is silent for a few moments. And I remember when the cultists took me, cut down my whole party and dragged me to their ringleader. Don't know his name, everyone just called him the Bladesmith, but after that my memory is all fuzzy. For some reason he didn't sacrifice me or anything, just knocked me around. Said he'd been looking for a phantom blade for a long time. I don't remember why. How I escaped, what I did, can't remember that either. Some crusader picked me up in the wound, brought to Carnaborous, and that's where I stayed, licking my wounds. Maybe there was a mix-up and now they think I'm dead. Why else would none of them contact me this whole time? The wardstone, you say? What you're describing happened decades ago. That's rich. Next you're going to tell me I've been sleeping for decades. Last year that was. Well, maybe the year before that. I couldn't have been wandering the wound for that long. I would have been either dead or an old geezer by now. Nah, quit messing with me. Finian, you need to understand you're not human anymore. Finian's voice sounds concerned. Hey, are you feeling alright? Maybe you need to have a lie down. I'm standing right in front of you. Poke me if you like, as human as they come. Or do you think my travels have worn me down so much I've become an animal? Not happening. My folks taught me how to stay human. Always, no matter the circumstances. To remember who I am. Never to shame my ancestors. Are you still able to commune with the spirits? Maybe I can, only they don't want to answer me. I'm still a spiritualist, a phantom blade. My power is within me, but I have this feeling like I'm separated from the spirit world by some kind of transparent wall. I keep knocking, but no one can hear me, I think. Finian forces a chuckle. Guess all the bladesmith's torture did a number on me. He broke something inside. Okay. I'm
Tread
gonna
lightly.
run over to this building and save. God damn you. Save. And safety save. Or hard save. And I'm going to call it there because I need to go and get ready for work. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I'll be back with Pathfinder again tomorrow. But then Thursday I'll be starting. Oh, I'll be playing Stray and on Friday because of LaFay and Cat. And then back to Darkest Dungeon Sunday and Saturday and Sunday. Yes. And then I'll probably do Pathfinder Monday to Thursday next week, or I may do Mementos Redemption on Thursday next week and Friday again. We will see. Anyway, I need to find someone to raid. And I think I'm going to raid. Let's raid Tug. He's playing more Sunhaven, so he's probably going to be having a disaster of a time. But yeah, thank you all for being here. I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.